What's going on, Plastic Model Builders? This is Dan Leone, Plastic Model Building 101. I just want to let you know I've been away from the hobby much too long, and I really need to start getting back into it. I've been away from work, taking a leave of absence from work recently because, well, my brother-in-law recently passed away, and not only that, but I've had some medical issues, and on top of all that, family issues as well too. But we're not going to go into that. Okay, we're going to talk about the our next build in my blog series. We're going to talk about the kit, the Tamiya A6M3 Zero fighter. This is a new release for the Tamiya 148 scale, 148 scale Japanese Zero. This one, what's really unique about this airplane, that this airplane was built in many different versions. I mean, first you had the Type 21, and then, which was the earlier version of the kit, the earlier version. Then you had the A6M3, which was the Type 3A, and then later on the Type 52, the Type 52, which was a lot bigger, had a bigger engine, more powerful engine, and so forth. Also, what's so unique about the Japanese Zero itself, that this airplane was a superior fighter of the Imperial Japanese Navy during World War II. And it had no armor around the pilot, no self-sealing fuel tanks either. And I tell you, this was the technology that the Japanese had during World War II. Anyway, so this is the kit, and let's open it up and see what's inside. First things first, we're going to cut the plastic off. Surgery. Unboxing of the kit. Undo the box art. What's really neat about this kit is that the pieces in this kit are just, the kit itself is just very phenomenal. I mean, even the older kits that I've had in the past, the Tamiya kits, the Japanese Zero with floats, known as the roof. I forgot to add that, by the way. The Japanese did have a float plane version of the roof. Anyway, but as you can see, that the kit itself, I mean, the parts and pieces, I mean, good crisp detail. I mean, you just can't go wrong with it. It's got good detail, good surface detail, like most older kits from the 60s and the 70s, and some of the 80s, like your Revell and your monogram kits. The pieces, the panel lines were raised panel lines, and the thing about that is that, you know, you have to sand them down and rescribe them, and trust me, it's a lot of work to do. But as you can see, we're going through. Here's some other parts and pieces. Here's the canopy. I mean, you have the option whether you can build it open or closed. The older kits had two canopies. One of them was completely closed, and the other one was open as well. So here is the firewall, the cowling. Here's some of the engine parts. You also have the pilot You can have the pilot either standing or you can have it sitting in the cockpit. The fuselage itself, here's a fuselage. This is what the fuselage looks like. As you can see, let me take the parts so that way you can get a better look. As you can see with the parts, I mean, the parts and pieces are just phenomenal. I mean, no raised panel lines, none whatsoever. I mean, this is going to be a really good build. I can just feel it. I myself never really gone wrong with the Tamiya kit. Yeah, with any kit, no matter how good the kit is, yes, you can still mess up a good kit. Moving right along, you also have the cockpit flooring. You have the landing. Not only that, but has the landing gear interior and the cockpit interior, the horizontal stabilizer, the rudder, and the engine. So that's pretty unique itself. Here's the instruction. Now the instructions, of course, as you know, Tamiya is from Japan, so this is in Japanese, but it kind of gives you a pretty good idea. It also has the history of it in English as well, and different types of language. You have English, French, German. English, French, German, and also Spanish and of course Chinese and Japanese. So and it shows you like the early, as you can see, this is the Type 21, which as you can see the cowling is a little bit shorter. Still the same prop, but as you can see the engine is a lot bigger. They beefed up the engine and so forth. And here's and also there's like different types of paint schemes of the Japanese Zero. I mean, the earlier ones were painted IJN gray, which is a light white color, and then later on in the war, like around 42, 43, they were painted white with splotches of jungle green because they were based in some of the islands in the South Pacific and so forth. I also have here, this is the instruction manual, and as you can see, the tools that are required in the kit. As you can see, the instructions exploded view. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward kit, if you ask me. It's a very straightforward kit. I mean, Tamiya has come out with some really new kits, such as this kit. Also came out with the P38. Tamiya has also came out with the 1/32 scale Zero, both the Type 21 and the Type 52 as well. I mean, I have those kits in my stash, and I hope sometime later on, hopefully I'll start building those pretty soon. As you can see, the pilot, you can have one either sitting in the cockpit or one standing in front of the airplane, or maybe on a diorama. And as you can see that you have the option for the wingtips. The wingtips can be folded up, and you also have a piece in here you put in, if you want to have it folded up and so forth. I mean, it's just unbelievable. You also have the painting of the kit. As I've mentioned before, that the Japanese Zero, you have that splotched jungle green. You have the splotched jungle green, and which was in the Solomon Islands. And then also you have the IJN green, which was later in the war, like around late 43, 44, and 45. And some of them were in different islands in the Pacific, and also they also flew in defense of Japan during the last closing months of the war. They were also, not to mention, used in kamikaze missions as well too, with suicide. So the last but not least, to me, it has generously given some, has included a canopy mask, photo etch, and also decals, and of course the decals, or decals for the European, my European friends over there. So anyway, we're gonna put all this back, and pretty soon we'll start getting the building here pretty soon, and we'll have a complete building of this kit, and I cannot wait to start on this kit. I tell you what, this is going to be a great kit in my collection. So anyway, until next time, this is Dan Leone, Plastic Model Building 101 of the Japanese A6M3 Japanese Zero. Thanks, and have a great night.